One of our customers have implemented the AlphaCert platform with two main use cases. We've set up the environment to streamline their daily position reconciliation and cash reconciliation processes. It involved collating data from multiple sources, which is typical of an AlphaCert implementation. In this case, we are looking at 7 different custodians from 8 different source systems. We're feeding in holdings data, transactional data, cash information, and pulling that all together into the central platform. And what that allows then is reconciling of the data in an automated way. In setting up the feeds from multiple data sources, we are able to configure identifiers. That means that an identifier for an instrument in one system can be quite different to an identifier in a different system. And by configuring these 2 different identifiers, we're able then to just load the data in every day. We only have to set it up once, and from that point on, the data feeds are streamlined and pretty much hands-off. The other benefit of having the data set up in such a way is that all the data feeds are auditable. You can see the data coming into the system. It has a history of everything. If any of the data feeds fail, it's very easy to identify, and users are able to focus on more value-add activities and not be concerned with trying to collate the required data for their daily process. The reconciliation processes themselves pretty much built on customer specific logic. So that logic that was previously contained in multiple spreadsheets and had to be maintained, constantly where new instruments are coming into the business and new funds are being set up, created a real overhead for the investment operations team, where it became really cumbersome to try and maintain that information and train people up on how to use it and how the reconciliation works and so forth. By implementing the automated daily reconciliations in AlphaCert, it takes away from any of the key person dependency. The training is so much easier. Obviously, the documentation that comes with it was also really helpful, and users are really just looking at that reconciliation on an exception basis rather than having to plan the data, source the data, put it all together manually in spreadsheets and just to get out that same reporting. So previously would have taken sort of 4 or 5 hours. Now users come in and they can see the data within sort of half an hour to an hour of when they start their job, and that's not the system itself processing. That's maybe a couple of manual files that they need to load in as well into the mix, and producing the report itself shows only the exceptions. They're able to look at that data and sign it off and communicate that to the rest of the business. And the daily position of the fund and all of the funds that they're trying to manage is known prior to 11, which meets their SLA, so it makes things really easy for them.